Welcome to Tarot and Chill. My name's Nisha, and this is a pick a card reading to find out where are you going wrong. I've got 10 groups for you to choose from today. Group 1 is some Sodalite. Group 2 is some clear quartz. Group 3 is some yellow Jasper. Group 4 is red Jasper. Group 5 is green Aventurine. Group 6 is some Tourmaline, black Tourmaline. Group 7 is some tiger's eye. Group 8 is some rose quartz. Group 9 is some amethyst, I think it's Chevron amethyst. And finally group 10 is it's heat treated amethyst, but let's call it Citrine because that's what the seller called it. Please pause the video now if you need to take a moment to make your choice. And just a heads up that some of these readings might offend some people, and I'm really sorry if it does. Please don't shoot the messenger. I'm just passing on the messages from spirit. But I would say it's really important to choose carefully today because you don't want to pick someone else's message and then start worrying if you're going wrong in an area you're not going wrong in. Do you know what I mean? So that being said, please take what resonates and leave the rest. Take a moment to meditate. Check in with your intuition. Think about if you're prepared to maybe hear some things that you might not like today, or whether it might not be best to watch. But all of that being said, thank you for watching. I will see you in your reading. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much to everyone who's already subscribed, booked readings with me, donated, liked my videos, and left me lovely comments. I'm so grateful for you guys. See you in your reading. This reading is for you if you chose the Sodalite. Let's see what cards you have. From the Power of Love activation cards you have Gratitude. You fully appreciate the invaluable lessons that life lovingly presents to you. From the Divine Animals Oracle you have Responsibility, Meerkat. From the Sacred Power reading cards you have Change. And Medicine. And then from the Secret Language of Animals Oracle you have Mountain Gorilla, Reverence, Contemplation, Community, Inner Calm. From the Urban Tarot you have the Nine of Wands, Fortitude, and the Queen of Discs, the Matriarch, and the Ten of Swords, Ruin. Then from the Thoth Tarot you have Art, which is Temperance, the Seven of Cups, Debauch, and the Fool. I feel like a lot of you guys, you have a lot of negative thoughts, and I feel like you've had very negative life experiences, and it kind of stops you from being able to feel grateful for things. And gratitude is really the highest frequency that you can be on. It will just attract more good things to you. The more you can be grateful for even the smallest things that you have will really help to attract more of that. And I do feel like it's really negative experiences that you've had that you're kind of carrying with you still. So for some of you guys, where you're going wrong is just holding on too much to the past. I feel like holding on to other people's expectations too much. And working too hard. And being too tough and strict with yourself and being mean with yourself. And talking negatively about things instead of seeing the potential for good in everything. I'm seeing. I feel like you guys do have a lot of responsibilities, and it's a case of needing to change how you see the responsibilities that you have. Seeing it as something that you should be proud of. Having this responsibility instead of letting it weigh you down. Be proud And I feel like that will help you to continue with it and stop you from feeling down about how far there is left to go. More self-pride, more gratitude. With some of you guys, you might be resistant to change. And then for others of you guys, you might be kind of too willing to leave things behind and not staying with things enough. I'm seeing. Some of you guys, I feel like you don't have enough balance right now. And with medicine, I wonder if some of you guys, maybe you might be on some kind of medication that's not really working for you. And that might need to be changed. That's a very specific message that's not for everyone. You'll need to talk to your doctor if that is for you. And then some of you guys might be self-medicating, maybe with alcohol or drugs or something else. And it feels like a lot more balance is required. If that's you, you'll know again if that's for you. That's not for everyone. But I feel like letting go of anything that you use to medicate yourself, and that could be not a drug or alcohol, but just say like a relationship or something. I feel like that needs to be adjusted. Maybe let go of completely. But I feel like anyone who makes you feel very negative needs to be let go of so that you can be more grateful for things. Some of you guys, I feel like you don't have enough peace currently. And things might just feel very overwhelming and stressful because of how little peace and calm you're getting. Some of you guys, I think you just need more calm. Just to kind of change the pace a little bit. To do some deep reflection. It feels like things are changing, and maybe some of you guys you need to adjust more to changes in your life. Maybe you need to adjust to the seasons changing. With temperance here, might just be small adjustments that you have to do, kind of preparing for what is to come. Some of you guys, I feel like you're trying to keep too many options, keep too many things on your plate. It could be work, or it could be any kind of thing that you do, or people, or like food maybe. Spirit quite likes simplicity when it comes to food, and I feel like simplicity is like easy to digest in general. So it might be like an overcomplication, and you might need to just simplify and like do more work to get the balance right with everything that you're doing. There might be an excess of something, and then that would lead to not enough in other areas. I feel like there's a lot of trial and error needed at the moment. And some of you guys might be stuck in a certain way of doing things and be trying to continue despite maybe finding that things are not working for you. And it might be time to adjust things a little bit, think about what changes you can make going forwards. Some of you guys might have been doing the same thing for ages, and it might be time to change. Especially if it is like a habit like drinking. Some of you guys might have been using it to kind of self-medicate, and you might be at the point where you're realizing that it's interfering with your ability to be grateful and happy, and interfering with your ability to stay on top of things in your life, potentially. I am seeing like family or family expectation, and particularly like a mother, potentially. So if you are a mother, you might be too expectant of your children, and it might be causing them to feel overwhelmed. And I know you probably are just very proud and have really good high hopes for them, but I feel like it might be putting extra pressure, and likewise it might be your mother putting a lot of pressure on you. And you might need to kind of be more independent if that's the case. And if you are putting a lot of pressure on other people in general, or like expecting a lot from other people, you might need to kind of adjust and change that a little bit. Change your expectations and be more open. There might be too much independence for some of you guys, I'm seeing, and like too much pride in your work and like obsession with responsibility, over responsibility. And you guys might need to stop and smell the roses more and spend time with friends. Maybe you guys don't have enough friends. I'm seeing like this reading has like a sense of solitude. And the only card with a lot of people on is this card. But it's like giving me a vibe of like you, the watcher, are not involved in this scene. You're kind of away and you don't want to be involved in it, is what I'm feeling. So it might be that you don't want to spend time with other people and you might need to find a way to kind of balance more of a social life into your work, because you might just be working too hard, guys. And you might need to loosen up and ease up a little bit and have some more fun. Yeah, with Mountain Gorilla, you might need to find a more healing, productive community. Especially if you have been like partying and finding friends based on something that you're going to stop doing, say. I feel like you'll need a new, fresh community to be part of. You kind of need to walk away from something. Walk past something to a new beginning, I'm seeing. But yeah, it does feel like it's time to change for you guys. Unless you're constantly trying to change, in which case you might need to just make small adjustments rather than completely giving up and stopping, I'm seeing. But for most of you, I feel like it is time to change something. You might have been sticking something out that feels really negative, and it might be time to stop. And there might be quite a lot of work needed to kind of readjust. And then some of you guys, I feel like you're trying too many different things. Like too many options, too many choices, too many things, and it feels like simplification would be really good. Keeping things as simple as possible, I feel like, would be better. But yeah, I feel like the main message is to be more grateful for things, to change anything that you really feel like is not working, and especially any negative thought patterns. I feel like maybe try and spend more time with your community would be really good for you at this time. And yeah, I feel like more peace and calm is really important for you guys. So I really hope you enjoyed that group one. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you did. And check out the other content on my channel if you're interested. I make a lot of content like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the clear quartz. Let's see what cards you have. From the Power of Love activation cards, you have self-love. You realize that love of self is necessary to love another. From the Divine Animals Oracle, you have Truth, Jackal. From the Sacred Power reading cards, you have Reflection. From the Secret Language of Animals Oracle, you have Lion, Power, Loyalty, Leadership, Family. From the Urban Tarot, you have Justice. And the Emperor. And the Nine of Swords, Cruelty. And then from the Thoth Tarot, you have the Moon in reverse, the Ace of Discs, and Lust, which is Strength. That's interesting. We have lust or strength and then the lion here. So for some of you guys, you might have excessive lust, I'm seeing. But most of you, I'm seeing the energy is more about... It's either an excess or a lack of this energy for most of you guys, I feel like. But the energy is self-love, pride, confidence, being comfortable with being who you are, feeling confident in yourself. And I'm feeling the strong energy of mask wearing. So I do feel like some of you guys, you're not confident in being yourself and you kind of wear a mask. And you need to love yourself more in order to be able to stop wearing a mask, stop hiding, and be more comfortable. But some of you guys, I feel like you might be overconfident in yourself. Some of you guys, like, you don't... I feel like some of you guys, you don't want to, like, see the truth. And you'll kind of ignore things because you want to feel more confident. And even those of you where it's like you're too confident and too prideful, I feel like it's coming from a lack of self-esteem, really. With the moon reversed here. I do feel like in general there's a lack of self-esteem going on for this pile. And for some of you guys, I feel like, not for everyone, of course, but for some of you guys, I feel like it's causing you to be kind of cruel to others because you have a low self-esteem. So it's like you don't feel good about yourself, so you say mean things about others. But for others of you guys, I feel like you let other people's mean things let you get in a place of low self-esteem. And I feel like for most of you guys watching, that is the message. Like, other people's mean words have made you not even want to like reveal your real self because you want to protect it, because you don't want anyone to say mean things about it. And I feel like if you look to your past, you might be able to find specific examples of where people were just being really mean out of probably a lack of self-love themselves, to say things to be cruel and for no other reason, and they might have really stuck with you, I'm seeing. But I do feel like if that's you, I feel like you just need more self-love. Please just love yourself. Be very proud of who you are. Don't let other people's negative words from the past impact you. But if you're the one who's being negative about other people, I feel like that's very unfair. And unfairness is just it's not the vibe. It's not the vibe in 2020. It's never been the vibe, but people used to get away with it a lot. In general, I feel like fairness, like more fairness to yourself for most of you, but some of you guys need to be more fair to other people and stop being so cruel. Stop being mean to other people. Obviously, that is not for most of you. Most of you guys, I feel like it's just your own self-esteem has been wounded by somebody from your past. For some of you guys, it could be your father, but I'm not seeing that for everyone. That's like a very minor message. It's just probably for one or two people. And for some of you guys, it could be something to do with your family. For some of you guys, I feel like you just have a lot on your plate. With the lion and the emperor, like you have too much on your plate. You have too much responsibility. And right now, you might be struggling with it a little bit, I'm seeing. You might be having very negative thoughts because you feel like you can't keep up right now. In that case, that you're not doing anything wrong. I just feel like you need to, again, give yourself some love. Stop being so cruel to yourself. You might need to put on a brave face, but like show your real face. Don't hide behind a mask. You need to show your real face, but just put a brave face on. I'm seeing. And some of you guys, you already do that all the time, and you might need to allow your vulnerabilities out sometimes. At least with yourself. Not necessarily with anyone else, but with yourself. Some of you guys, you're not listening to your intuition. I'm seeing your intuition's kind of blocked. Some of you guys, I feel like you're focused too much on money and material goods. You might be a little bit greedy, potentially. Some of you guys, I feel like you're a bit... Again, please don't be offended. This is not for most people. For most of you, you have low self-esteem, but for some of you, you're narcissistic and you're too obsessed with yourself. Some of you guys, you need to do some self-reflection and confront the truth about how prideful you might be, how self-absorbed you might be. Some of you guys, I'm seeing two things. I'm seeing either being really strict with yourself when it's not really necessary and you're like depriving yourself of things for comfort. And then others of you guys, I feel like you might be overspending and being too generous with yourself and like losing control of things a little bit, overindulging. You might need to exert some self-control and restraint over yourself if that's you. For some of you guys, you might be being too patient and you might need to, like, too passive and too patient, and you might need to take more strength and more control. But then for others, I feel like you're being too dominant and too rigid with things, and it might be causing others stress. Decisions is very significant, like the decisions you make. I feel like sometimes some of you guys regret your decisions, and you might need to be more patient before making decisions and really connect with your intuition, not ignore your intuition when making decisions. Some of you guys might just be focusing on what's practical and completely ignoring the messages your intuition tells you. Some of you guys, I feel like you're too focused on the past with reflection there. And that especially applies if you do have people who said very mean things to you in the past or made you feel negative. Some of you guys, you have like too strict of a routine that maybe doesn't allow you to have any fun or peaceful time. Some of you guys are lacking in compassion towards other people, I'm seeing, or towards yourself. I'm feeling for most of you it's towards yourself. Some of you guys are not paying attention to your dreams, and you should, because there's really powerful knowledge coming from your dreams to help you. But I feel like you kind of just get up and go, some of you guys, you don't listen. I feel like some of you guys, like what you enjoy might not be very good for you, and the things that are good for you might not enjoy. I'm seeing. Some of you might be just where you live, might not be good for you, I'm seeing. Especially I feel like if you live with family members, it might not be the best. Some of you guys are being too restrained, I feel like, with your lust and your desires and what you want, to the point where you're like afraid to go for it. And like, yeah, just not trusting your intuition, listening to your negative thoughts instead of your intuition, and not paying enough attention to facts, paying too much attention to your emotions. I think that's pretty much all I have for you, Group 2. I really hope that was helpful for you. I don't want to talk for too long. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed this. And check out the other content on my channel if you're interested. I make a lot of readings like this, so you might like some of those as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the yellow Jasper. Let's see what cards you have. From the Power of Love activation cards, you have Willingness. You are able to compromise if the end result is love. And cooperation. In your quest to manifest the energy of love, you realize that every person and experience has value. From the Divine Animals Oracle, you have Transformation, Sea Otter. From the Sacred Power reading cards, you have Angel Assistance. From the Secret Language of Animals Oracle, you have Tree Frog, Soul Song, Meditation, Creation, Rebirth. From the Urban Tarot, you have the Eight of Wands, Swiftness. The Three of Swords, Sorrow. And the Hanged Man. And then from the Thoth Tarot, you have the Princess of Discs, the Thelema card, and the Ten of Cups, Satiety. I feel like you guys, you're not really doing badly at all. I just feel like you guys are being too willing to too willing to cooperate with other people, too willing to listen to other people and letting other people's opinions affect you too much. I feel like you let other people's opinions slow down your progress. I feel like if somebody like criticizes you, you might let that stop you and halt you. Like before they criticized you, you might have been making loads of really, really good progress. And then maybe someone says something negative or something negative happens, and I feel like then you completely change and you'll just stop. And Spirit wants you to just be happier, I feel like, and just carry on with your work no matter what. Carry on with what you're doing. Carry on with what you know is right. Because there's a very blessed energy over this reading. This symbol here is not that different from the card. And it does feel like you're very blessed. And you are being assisted. I feel like you're currently being helped to transform anything that you might be doing wrong. You guys. For some of you, I feel like you might not be cooperating with others enough. And you might need to be more willing. But for most of you, I kind of feel like it's the opposite. For most of you, I feel like you're trying to sacrifice your own drive, your own wants and needs for peace with others, maybe. But yeah, I do see an energy of some of you maybe need to compromise more. You might be too, like if you do have a really important relationship, it might be that you're too focused with what you're doing. And it might be causing some difficulty in the relationship. So there might be more need to be willing and compromise with your partner when you need to. But it does depend on the situation. I do feel like the main message is letting other people stop your flow. Because it feels like you guys are doing well for the most part. I'm not really seeing this having as much to say as the other ones. I feel like this is going to be shorter than the other ones. I feel like you are kind of creating something right now. Creating something very significant. And it feels like you are being very blessed. So you just need to stop letting other people stop you, guys. For some of you guys, you might be trying to create... I'm seeing not for everyone at all, but just for somebody, I feel like you're trying to create like a happy relationship where it's not really working. You might be really, again, like trying to compromise on things that you don't need to be compromising on. You might be trying to change beliefs in order to still be happy in a relationship where maybe you don't belong. And some of you guys, you might be working too hard and too fast and then like slipping up and then getting really sad and down. And there might be just a need for more stillness, more calmness, more meditation. To be more like natural with your creations and not force it so hard. You might be just trying to go too fast. Like this bike looks like it's slightly out of control. Some of you guys, maybe you're a bit blunt with people, potentially, or maybe you're mean with yourself, or maybe you focus on painful things from the past. Some of you guys, I feel like you're trying to like move ahead despite pain, and it might be that you need to take a break before you can move ahead to deal with your pain. It might just be that it's not really working trying to move forwards right now, and you might need to be more cooperative with your own pain. I'm seeing. Like, yeah, some of you guys might be working too hard, just not stopping. And it might be that a little pause just to deal with your past pain that needs to be let out. But yeah, it doesn't feel like there's too much wrong here. I feel like you guys are blessed, and maybe be more understanding of yourself, or maybe be more understanding of others. Or it might be that you need to kind of shoot away from like arguments and stop being so understanding if the arguments keep happening. I'm seeing, because it might be that your cooperation and your willingness and your understanding are making the other person just continue to do the things that maybe they shouldn't be doing. Maybe they're upsetting you. But it's like if you don't like call the person out, if you just accept it and go with it to create peace, then they'll never know. So if that's you, you do need to express it. Express it when you're sad. Don't just be willing to compromise all the time. But then others of you, I feel like you might be too argumentative, and you might need to kind of change your perspective to be more cooperative, to be less forceful and more still. But I do feel like being really forceful with yourself will in general cause pain, or being forceful with others. So it might be better just to chill in general. I do feel like you might be missing some messages that you're receiving because you're not kind of taking the time to chill and listen to it. Spirit might be sending you really amazing creative ideas that, yeah, you might be working too hard and you can't hear the new ideas coming to you because you're so busy doing. And that might cause disappointment because it's like taking longer. Things are taking longer, or you're ending up stuck because Spirit's trying to guide you towards something else, and it's like you're still trying to go with this thing. So I definitely say take time to listen and be willing to listen. But I do feel like in general you guys are working to create more happiness in your life, and it feels very inspired, and it feels very blessed, and it feels very magical. So I don't really feel like I need to really go on any longer for you guys. So I'm going to end the reading there. I really hope it was helpful for you, and I hope you enjoyed it. You guys are going through a transformation process, which is very much assisted by Spirit. So do be understanding and gentle with yourself if you need to take time to cry. Don't just push ahead, guys. I really hope that was helpful for you. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And check out the other content on my channel if you're interested. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the red Jasper. Let's see what cards you have. From the Power of Love activation cards, you have Discernment. You are developing the skill to distinguish love from fear and truth from illusion. An Expression. You are ready to manifest your thoughts and transform them into acts of love. From the Divine Animals Oracle, you have Hyena, Fear. From the Sacred Power reading cards, you have Rainbow Dragon. And from the Secret Language of the Animals Oracle, you have Stick Insect, Stillness, Awareness, Discernment, Composure. From the Urban Tarot, you have the Princess of Wands, the Dancer, the Devil, and the Princess of Swords, the Activist. From the Thoth Tarot, you have the Four of Discs, Power, and the Queen of Cups. I'm feeling like some of you guys are really shy to express yourself. Others of you, I feel like you don't have enough discernment, with the word discernment being here twice. Maybe some of you guys, I feel like it's, with these readings, I feel like it's either a lack or an excess of this energy, but this one I feel like fear and discernment, and some of you guys I feel like you have a lack. Some of you guys might express too much to people. You might overshare, you might talk too much, you might... Some of you guys, this is not for everyone, and I will go back to talking about the lack in a second, because I feel like most of you guys it's a lack. But for those of you guys who are like excessively confident with expressing yourself and like out there a lot, you might be talking too much, you might be talking about things that you don't really know. You might not really know about what you're talking about. Or you might be listening to people who talk about things they don't know about, maybe. People who might be influencing you negatively. Some of you guys, I feel like you don't have enough kind of composure and like discernment with when to show yourself and when to be still and when to be calm. You might be always trying to be the center of attention, and it's not always called for. Sometimes you might need to be quieter. But yeah, I'm going to go back to talking to the majority of the people watching now, which is I feel like you're just really afraid to make a move. You're afraid to express yourself. You're really afraid to stand out with the Stick Insect here. It's like you just want to blend into the background, but I feel like you guys are not meant to do that. You're not meant to blend into the background. Like obviously, as I was saying to the people who are not at all afraid, there's times when it's good. Like obviously if you're in like a professional meeting and you're not the focus of the meeting, it might be good to blend into the background. But for example, if you're trying to share art or if you're a performer, you need to be really confident and loud in that situation. And I feel like you guys are always being like too conservative and afraid to express yourself. For most of you watching. Most of you guys, I feel like you have loads of creative ideas and things that you want to do, but you're like over-analyzing and over-fearful of doing it. So you guys need more confidence. But yeah, there are some of you that are too confident and you might need to stop expressing so much. Or yeah, it could just be that you're oversharing and that there might be negative people who maybe you shouldn't share with so much. Maybe. Some of you guys, I feel like you're reading a lot of negative information, and like I said, you might be listening to people who don't have the truth and they don't speak the truth. These people might not have good intentions. For example, they could be leading you to more risk and maybe encouraging you to think less, potentially, and just do. You'll know if that's for you. For some of you guys, I feel like you just do things without thinking. Sometimes. You need to be more discerning. But like I said, that's not for most of you. I feel like for most of you, you need to give in more to these things that you want to do, these passions that you have, the things that you're interested in. Some of you guys, I feel like you need to learn more. And yeah, some of you guys, it might be that you kind of don't know enough, and you're like speaking too much but not knowing enough. And then for others of you guys, I feel like you do know a lot and you're just afraid to say it. Like you have all these amazing ideas and you have a desire to express yourself, but then it's like you're too shy about it. So you have to look at your own life, and only you will know which side you fall into and which parts of these readings resonate with you and which ones don't. But please do take what resonates and leave all of the rest. Some of you guys, I feel like you're too materialistic and potentially greedy. And then for others of you, I feel like it would be good for you to kind of hold on to things closer. Like if you are oversharing, it would be better for you to kind of keep things closer. I'm feeling an energy of like for some people, you're boxing yourself in by this fear of expressing yourself. I feel like your world could be much bigger and more satisfying if you were more free to express who you really are. And for some of you, it might be other people who prevent you from expressing yourself. Maybe it's other people's opinions. Maybe there are louder people in your environment and you feel like you can't be heard over them. But sometimes you can express yourself without shouting. Sometimes you can whisper and the whisper will be heard over everyone who's shouting. Do you know what I mean? Because it is more interesting to listen to somebody who's whispering because it's like a secret, you know what I mean? Somebody who's shouting, what they're saying is probably not that important compared to the person who's whispering to you. Do you know what I mean? Not always, but sometimes. So it's trying to decide between the energy of a shout and a whisper for you guys. Trying to discern what's called for in each moment. And not being afraid to express yourself when you need to. I'm also seeing like these negative influences, and there might be a need to speak the truth to people. Or to call something out, like if you know about something negative, you might need to speak the truth about it. Or you might be speaking too much about things, again, for some people. I feel like for some of you, your emotions might be kind of overwhelming you. And then for others of you guys, I feel like you need more emotion. You might be too up in your thoughts. You might need to be more sensitive with yourself. But for some of you guys, I feel like the sensitivity is what makes you more afraid. Because you're so in touch with your emotions, you can't eliminate them to be brave and go for what you want. Some of you guys might go out too much. You might be going out drinking and like putting yourself in risky situations. Partying too much, having casual sex with a lot of different people, and that might be risky. And I feel like for some of you guys, you need to be more protective of yourself, more cautious. And then for others of you guys, maybe you want to go out more. Maybe you would like to go to parties and stuff, and you're just stopping yourself out of fear. So yeah, please consider which side it is. Let me just see if I'm seeing anything else. I think that's pretty much it. Basically, I feel like you just need to discern whether it's too much talking, not enough talking, being too loud, being too quiet, being too willing to give in to your impulses and your greed and your temptations, or completely resisting them all, and being afraid to take any kind of risk whatsoever. With the Four of Pentacles here, like some of you could be really cautious and too afraid of everything. Too anxious of everything. I'm seeing that strongly, like some of you guys have a lot of anxiety, and I feel like you just need to do more and think less, for those of you. And then some of you guys, you need to think more and do less. So thank you so much for watching Group 4. I really hope that was helpful for you, and I really hope that resonated, and I hope nobody's offended. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and check out the other content on my channel if you're interested. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the green Aventurine. Let's see what cards you have. From the Power of Love activation cards, you have Respect. You value everyone's unique perspective on the path to love. From the Divine Animals Oracle, you have Tiger, Will. And Owl, Wisdom. From the Sacred Power reading cards, you have Soul Journey. And from the Secret Language of Animals Oracle, you have Air, Thought, Alignment, Breath, Intention. From the Urban Tarot, you have the Three of Wands, Virtue. The Seven of Swords, Futility. And the Two of Cups reversed, which is called Love. From the Thoth Tarot, you have the Four of Wands, Completion. The Chariot. And the Six of Discs, Success. I feel like some of you guys need to have more respect for other people and other people's opinions and other people's, especially other people's religious beliefs and sources of spiritual guidance. Because if you're watching tarot readings, then a lot of people look down on tarot readings. So if you like this stuff, then please do not criticize anyone else's source of guidance. As long as it's not something evil, like as long as it's not straight up like, you know, animal sacrifice and stuff like that, then respect it. It's not harming you. As long as it's not harming you, you have to respect other people. Otherwise, why should others respect you? For most of you guys, I feel like you need to respect yourself more. Respect your own wisdom. Respect your own journey. Respect your own thoughts more. For most of you guys, I feel like you have a lot of respect for others, but none for yourself. And that needs to change. That needs to change. I feel like you guys need to be more proud, if that's the case. Proud and determined, I'm feeling. With will here. To complete things in your life. To be confident, to go for what you want. And also just to follow your own path, your own journey. And not care what other people think. Like if other people don't respect you, then that's fine. I feel like you guys will still respect them, but just keep moving on. Keep it moving. Keep moving on your journey. Don't let that affect you. Some of you guys, this is obviously not for everyone, but somebody watching this is cheating on their partner, and that's obviously not good. It's not good to do. Some of you guys, I feel like you're avoiding love, or like avoiding being really connected. Maybe because you're too focused on the future, you're too focused on work, you're too focused on ambition and what you want to accomplish. You might be letting love pass you by, completely avoiding it. For some of you guys, there might be somebody in your life who's not very faithful. But for most of you, I feel like it's just a lack. Like you're not allowing love in enough, you're avoiding it. Yeah, I do feel like this over focus on success. I feel like it's really good for a lot of you to be focused, like more focused on success. But for some of you guys, I feel like you're missing out on really rewarding emotional experiences by being so determined on financial success. Maybe it's necessary at this time in your journey, but it does feel like Spirit would like you to have more love. It feels like opportunities for love are kind of blocked. And some of you guys, you might really want love deep down, but you just aren't acknowledging it to yourself. Some of you guys, there might be a relationship that's kind of going wrong because of detachment, because of avoidance, because of maybe lies and sneakiness, and there's a need to rescue this relationship. But yeah, I do see some of you are trying to rescue a relationship that's falling apart, that needs to fall apart. But you'll have to check in with your own soul and see which way around it is for you guys. Because I can't tell for all of you. It feels, for the most part, I feel like this group, there's not really too much apart from like the potential for cheating and lack of respect for others. But aside from that, I feel like you guys are doing pretty well. I feel like you guys are very focused on your future. Very, very focused, and maybe that's stopping you from being able to enjoy the present as much as you should. And there's a potential that you're kind of too much in your thoughts. Some of you guys, and also I'm seeing anxiety, which might come from trying to do so much and trying to move ahead so fast and thinking about the future too much. So I feel like it's important to slow down your breathing, really check in with your breathing. If that's the case, some of you guys, you might be needing to budget your money more, potentially. Or maybe you have some financial problems that really need to be resolved, that really need to be focused on at this time. Some of you guys, I feel like you might be, if you're not really willfully pushing ahead, you might be too comfortable where you are, and your soul might want you to take the next step in your journey now. And your inner wisdom might be telling you, your thoughts might be telling you that it's time to go, it's time to move. It's time to change, it's time for the next step. To look to the future, and you might be too happy in the present for some of you guys, too comfortable where you are. Some people watching this might be a bit sneaky. Sneaky and deceptive. And deceiving others, and I feel like it's losing you love. This is obviously not for everyone, but for some of you guys, you're doing sneaky tactics to try and get ahead faster, and I don't think it's working for you. I don't really think it's working for you, so don't do that. It's not helping your situation at all. The only way you're going to succeed is by your own hard work and your own determination, not sneaky things. It's not going to work for you. Maybe temporarily, but you're going to lose it all. Anything you gain by deceptive means is going to be lost, so I don't know why you'd bother with that, really. It's better for you to build something that's yours, instead of, like, if you're trying to steal something from someone else. Like, some of you guys, you might want someone else's partner, and it's not like they're happy with their partner, so there's not really much point in you doing that. Sorry to say. Some of you guys, you're being too, like, self-protective. And I do feel like maybe someone really loves you and wants to be there for you, and you're just not allowing them. You're avoiding them and, like, trying to continue despite exhaustion. And not connect with your emotions, not want to be vulnerable with somebody. I do feel like some of you guys, you're just too focused on trying to bring something to completion, too willful. And you might just need to check in with your thoughts and take some time to relax and maybe be with someone you love. Stop avoiding time with people you love to work and just take a break, take a rest. Some of you guys, you might be thinking, like, constantly thinking about the next step of your journey and not able to relax in the present. I don't know if I've already said that, or in another form I've said that already, but it's coming through really strongly. And some of you, I do feel like you need to think about the next part of your journey more. Some of you guys, I feel like you guys might be too focused on learning and not enough on like doing. But then for some of you guys, you might be trying to do before you actually know what you're doing. And that might not be the best for you. You might realize that you're not really trained to do what you're doing, if you know what I mean. Like you don't have the experience to do it. You might need to get some wisdom before you start acting, instead of acting before you have wisdom. And maybe you don't have enough respect for people who have been doing what you're doing for long, or maybe you don't have enough respect for the people who are trying to teach you. I'm feeling that energy from someone. It's like you think you can go ahead despite people who have more experience telling you, no, you can't right now. It's not time right now. And maybe it's spirit telling you, no, it's not time right now. And you're thinking, no, but I want to do it right now. And it's not time. And it's creating a lack of harmony. Some of you guys are procrastinating things that you need to be getting on with. Some of you guys, you have plans and then you just like avoid your plans and end up not getting anything done that you want to. And I feel like you need to be more determined to keep on top of that. So I think that's pretty much all I have for you, Group 5. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I really hope you enjoyed that and I hope nobody was offended. Really sorry if you are. If you enjoyed this, please don't forget to check out the other content on my channel because you might like some of that as well. Usually my readings are much nicer than this, I promise you. Thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the Black Tourmaline. Let's see what cards you have. From the Power of Love activation cards, you have Forgiveness. You are now able to activate the power of love in order to release past hurts. From the Divine Animals Oracle, you have Songlines, Orca. From the Sacred Power reading cards, you have Sound. And then from the Secret Language of Animals Oracle, you have Polar Bear, Solitude, Friendship, Strength, Resilience. And Blue Whale, Unity, Resonance, Magnificence, and Mastery. From the Urban Tarot, you have the Prince of Wands, the Journalist. The Ten of Wands, Oppression. And the Knight of Cups, the Seducer. From the Thoth Tarot, you have the Five of Cups, Disappointment. Judgment, which is the Eon in this deck. And the Ten of Discs, Wealth. Some of you guys, I feel like this is really specific and it's not for everyone, so I'll just get it out the way. But some of you guys, you have a singing talent and you just don't sing enough. With songlines, this being called songlines, and then sound. This has musical notation symbols all over it, so yeah, some of you guys, I feel like you need to express yourself in that way more. And some of you guys, I feel like you're beating yourself up over things in the past still. And it's causing you to live in a state of sadness and disappointment. And you really need to forgive yourself. I feel like if you do feel really bad over things in the past, instead of just like wallowing in your sadness, really look at yourself today and who you are and how you could be more of who you want to be going forwards, and less of the person you were in the past who made the mistakes that you're carrying with you. Some of you guys, I don't think you really have made any mistakes. I feel like you're just carrying a weight from other people, like other people accusing you of stuff, other people's meanness, other people bullying you maybe. And in that case, I feel like you need to really look at yourself and see how great you are and how far you've come and how much you've accomplished. For some of you guys, you're taking on too much at work. You might have a boss that's a bully, and you might not be able to stand up to them. You might not feel like you can stand up to them, and you might need to express yourself more and say, I'm not doing that. I can't do that. Say, I can't cover for you today. I have plans. Or, no, I can't take on an extra job right now because I've already got enough on my plate. I've got enough tasks to do. And this person might be not really doing much. You might catch this person just chilling and like chatting to other people, and you're overloaded with work and responsibilities, and they keep putting more on you, and then going off and chatting to other people and just socializing. In which case you need to say no. And I feel like some of you guys, you might really hate your job, and you might really need to be honest with yourself about that and try and find something new. Something that you could like doing forever. But yeah, I do feel like this disappointment from the past and a need for a kind of rebirth, like for you, some of you guys to make changes to how you are in the present in order to be more of who you want to be and have less of the things that make you feel sad, less of the behaviors that cause you to regret. For some people, you might be either allowing yourself to be seduced by somebody. Like, even if it is your boss might be like manipulating you into doing things that you shouldn't really be doing for them. Or, for example, if you're single, you might be dating people who are like just charmers, not very sincere, and that might cause disappointment. And you might need to wait for something that's more long-term sustainable. Some of you guys, I'm seeing like a body image issue, and you really just need to be more confident in yourself. I feel like it might be causing you a lot of sadness and causing you to not want to be out there shining. Some of you guys, you might be like seducing people, and you need to be honest with yourself about that. And maybe you can't seem to find something long term. Maybe everything just ends up being disappointing, but you might find that you're like just saying things to people that you don't really mean and not really being your true self, and that might be what's causing it. And I feel like you need to be more true and honest with yourself and accept yourself for who you are and show that to other people. I feel like that's a strong message, whether it's because you're like being false with people to try and get what you want, or whether it's that you're afraid to say no, or afraid to express yourself, afraid to share your voice, afraid to share your talents. I feel like there is a need for more confidence in yourself. Because if you are like, I don't know, or say you're dealing with these kind of people who are like putting on a front to try and get what they want, it's probably because they realize that who they really are would not attract people. Or they think that who they really are wouldn't attract people. Which is coming from a place of sadness and of feeling like they're smaller than they really are. So whatever the issue, I feel like more confidence and being more honest with who you are in the mirror, like looking at yourself and just being very honest with what you see. Learn to love any flaws, because it will help you to change them more going forwards if you want that. But if it's like a body issue thing, I feel like especially you just need to get out there and be confident and not give a fuck. Some of you guys, there's like a conflict between too much solitude or too much time with others. Like some of you guys might be too solitary. Maybe you're too focused on work and not spending time with others. And it might be nice for you to just have some light-hearted, fun times with someone you love. Maybe go on a date. And then for others of you, I feel like For some of you guys, I feel like you're kind of pretending to be lighthearted, but you actually feel really overwhelmed. Like you're trying to maintain this image, and I feel like it would be better to be honest, especially if it's people who are putting work on you. I keep seeing that. Like you might be acting like, oh yeah, no problem, I can do that. When actually you feel like this, you feel like, oh my God, not another thing, I can't. No, not another thing, I can't bear it. Some of you guys might be putting pressure on others, potentially. And maybe the other people feel really overwhelmed and afraid to say that they're overwhelmed. Some of you guys, I feel like you might be overspending and causing disappointment. And then for some of you guys, you might be too focused on wealth and material security and kind of too stagnant and too afraid to take a risk. It feels like more unity is needed, like more cooperation. And also for you to see your own magnificence, and again, confidence keeps coming. But yeah, I'm seeing like there might be people you can turn to for support, especially if you do feel overwhelmed. I feel like someone might be able to support you and you guys are just too afraid to say that you need help. But I do feel like forgiving yourself is very important, and forgiving other people. Let me see if I'm getting anything else for you guys. I think that's pretty much all. Some of you guys might be like a player, in like a player energy, I'm seeing. And I feel like it's not even fun for you, I feel like. So I don't think it's working for you. And I feel like you might want something more secure and stable and long term. So I think that's pretty much all I have for you. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and I hope nobody was offended. I'm really, really sorry if you were. If you do like this content, then please subscribe and check out the rest of my channel. There's a lot more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the Tiger's Eye. Let's see what cards you have. From the Power of Love activation cards, you have Joy. You delight in the love of life and bring a spirit of fun to all that you do. From the Divine Animals Oracle, you have the Soul, Butterfly. From the Sacred Power reading cards, you have Purification. From the Secret Language of Animals Oracle, you have Salmon, Faith, Determination, Independence, Change. And Dugong, Trust, Grace, Mystery, Humor. From the Urban Tarot, you have the Prince of Discs, the Day Trader, the Four of Cups, Luxury, and the Three of Discs, Works. From the Thoth, you have the Eight of Swords, Interference, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Seven of Swords, Futility. Some of you guys, yeah, it just feels like a lack of happiness. And I do feel like a lot of you guys are working too hard, and maybe your job's just not very enjoyable. Maybe your job's stressful. High stress and high adrenaline, then you get left like drained at the end of the day by it. Maybe. And I feel like your soul's calling for less. And your soul wants you to connect more with your emotions, whether that be happiness or sadness. But it feels like emotions need to come up to the surface. Yeah, I feel like more humor would do you wonders right now, because you guys might be too much in your head. You guys might be really anxious and stressed. And I feel like the anxiety might be causing you to procrastinate and to just kind of do nothing. And stop building towards what you're trying to build towards. Or it could be that you keep building despite the stress and anxiety, and you kind of need more chances for fun to release some of that stress. You might be like continuing on a goal that doesn't even make you happy. And I feel like your soul is kind of whispering to you. There's a lot that wants to come out. There's like a mystery under the surface within you. I'm seeing. There's also a strong message of having faith and trust here. Trusting in the journey. Trusting that what you're building is growing. I'm not really feeling like you're doing too much wrong. For this group, I just feel like your thoughts are very negative and kind of keeping you stuck. And you might be procrastinating. You might be afraid of taking risks, maybe. And I feel like more faith and trust is required. Be willing to just take a leap and be determined to make it work, no matter what, and then have a kind of graceful humor when it doesn't work. When things pause, when things go wrong, instead of getting really upset and stopping doing anything. For some people, I feel like you might be kind of crying over spilt milk. Like maybe minor things go wrong and then you'll get up in your head about it and allow it to stop you from moving forwards and building. It does feel like you guys are kind of on the right track, and I feel like you just need to have faith and be more joyous and less anxious and less in your own mind. And I feel like stop avoiding taking the risks that you want to take, the risks that could potentially bring you more joy. Because some of you guys might be overcautious, and your overcaution might be keeping you in a routine or in a situation that's really stagnant and depressing. And it could well be your job for some of you guys, or what you do for work. You might just be continuing despite the lack of passion and interest. Some of you guys, I feel like there's mistakes being made by not paying too much attention to details. And in order to build something really well, you're going to need to pay more attention. Because I feel like when the little things do go wrong, you take it too much to heart and get really stressed over it. But I feel like things can still move forwards despite any little mistakes. It's just that you might need to go backwards and rebuild once a little mistake is made. There's not anything to worry about, and it doesn't mean it's time to quit. But some of you guys, I feel like you're not quitting something, and it's probably time for you. If it doesn't bring you any joy whatsoever. Because Spirit really wants your soul to have joy right now. And this one's very deep, I feel like. With the soul card being here. I feel like you're not doing anything wrong, but it's like you're not honouring your soul. You're not honouring your own emotions. You're not allowing yourself to have fun. You're not allowing your soul to soar free and be where it wants to go. There is an energy of like secrets and mystery as well. I don't know what it is, obviously, because it's like a secret. Maybe you guys have a secret that you don't want to spill. Or maybe you guys, when people tell you secrets, maybe you spill them. Maybe you guys accidentally tell other people's secrets and you need to be more trustworthy with that. But that's a really minor message. I don't feel like that's for most of you. For most of you, I feel like it's more that you're keeping things secret. And maybe it's like you're keeping yourself a secret from the world, like you're just keeping yourself at home. Maybe. Maybe you have like big dreams, but then you don't act on them. You kind of just sit and watch TV instead of doing. Like you have grand ideas, but then you don't execute them. Like maybe you're leaving things half completed because maybe you'll get going and then start procrastinating it and never finish it. But I do feel like if you do get started on these projects, they might start slow, but once you get past that point where it's like, I feel like once you get past that point where it's like a lull and nothing really happens, with this waterfall here, it like goes down and then it kind of flattens, but then it gets bigger. Once enough water builds up in this flat section, it's a huge wave. It's a huge flow. And I feel like that will happen if you can just keep going, despite the kind of feeling of stagnation and like nothing's happening. Don't let that stop you. It does feel like you can have faith more than you think. You might be doubting whether you can have faith. Some of you guys, you need to cleanse your soul, I'm seeing. Cleanse your soul. To give you more joy. Like breaking free from things from the past. But this is like quite evolved stuff, so I feel like you guys, you might feel like you still are in a really bad place mentally, or like you still have loads of healing to do, but I feel like you actually don't have that much. I feel like you just need to release these emotions and then allow yourself to be happy. Allow yourself to soar, allow yourself to have faith, allow yourself to feel positive. Some of you guys might just be disinterested in something right now, like slightly apathetic and demotivated. And maybe you've been working at it for a long time. And yeah, I'm feeling like maybe you're kind of leaving it half done because of that, a lack of motivation. And there is this sense of kind of coming to a point of pause from negative thinking. And then I feel like when things start to move forwards again, you're like doubting and afraid or avoiding it or thinking it's not even worth it because of the pause last time. But I do feel like when things allow you to move, you need to just jump and like go with it. When you can feel things working in your favor, just be really determined to change and jump and leap and allow yourself to soar, guys. So really great reading. I hope you enjoyed that. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And check out the other content on my channel if you're interested. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the Rough Rose Quartz. Let's see what cards you have. From the Power of Love activation cards, you have Individuality. You leave your unique stamp of love on everything you do. From the Divine Animals Oracle, you have Deer, Power. And Gorilla, Peace. From the Sacred Power reading cards, you have Illusion. And from the Secret Language of Animals Oracle, you have Sea Turtle. Beginnings, self-reliance, journey, home. Sorry about the candles going out, guys. From the Urban Tarot, you have the Seven of Cups, Debauch. Strength reversed. And the Fool. And then from the Thoth Tarot, you have the Three of Swords, Sorrow. The Five of Swords, Defeat. And the Hierophant. Interesting. Well, I'm seeing for some of you guys, you might be just really lacking in confidence. Really lacking in confidence and like afraid to take any risks and giving up on things before you even try, kind of thing. And for some of you, I feel like you might have overconfidence and maybe you take risks without really thinking about the consequences of your actions. And it leads to regret. It leads to disappointment. It leads to situations where things are not good, things are negative. And you might need to trust higher guidance than your own impulses. You might need to resist more. But yeah, for some of you guys, I do just feel like it's a lack of confidence and you're afraid to be your unique self. You're afraid to express your individuality. Or maybe you feel like you need others. And actually, Spirit wants you to know that you're very capable of being alone. You actually are very self-reliant. And maybe for some of you guys, I feel like other people are kind of an illusion a lot of the time. And you might not be the best at seeing through other people's illusions, and that might lead to disappointment and sadness. And maybe that comes from a fear of being alone. Maybe you feel like you can't do things without somebody else's support. Maybe you feel like you're not strong enough, but you guys really are. You guys are strong enough to do things by yourself. You guys have more power than you believe that you have. So please don't fall for people's illusions and tricks. And I would say again, trust like higher guidance, higher sources of knowledge than your own desires and your own impulses. Like give it up to Spirit, give it up to other people. Ask other people for advice if you feel like sometimes your own decisions get you in trouble. Some of you guys, you might be deceiving yourself about something. Maybe it's like what you really want. Maybe you think you want something and you don't really want it. And it might be time to accept that it's not for you. I feel like some of you guys, you're very unhappy in a marriage. This is not for everyone, of course. But some of you guys, I feel like you've been trying to like stick it out with somebody. And maybe you're very tempted by a lot of other things. And maybe you even are cheating on your partner regularly at this point. And maybe you feel really bad about it. And maybe you're just really unhappy in this marriage. And it might be an illusion. Maybe your marriage is an illusion. And again, I feel like you have a lot of individual power. And I feel like you would find peace alone. And you don't need somebody else. I do feel like a lot of you guys don't see your own strength. Some of you guys, you might have maybe you drink, or maybe you have an addiction, or maybe you give in to temptations a lot. And it might be time for a fresh start with that. It might be time to cut those kind of behaviors out and be very honest with yourself. And maybe seek advice on how to help yourself to do that. If it is like an addiction or something, you might need to, like if it's alcohol, you could join Alcoholics Anonymous or ask for your doctor to give you some information on how to quit, maybe. That's obviously really specific, but yeah, I do feel like there might be some things that are like tempting you that you're not resisting. Maybe some things that are an illusion that you're not resisting and you should be resisting them. Like maybe you're just very open to everything and not protective enough of yourself and opening yourself up to these experiences which are not good. Painful experiences. And I feel like just sitting by yourself would bring you a lot of peace. Like you don't need to do so much, especially if you are taking risks. I feel like being more careful with your power. I feel like some of you guys, your own mind might play tricks on you, and it comes from like a lack of confidence. Or for some of you guys, you might have power going to your head, but I don't feel that for most of you. For most of you, I feel like it's more of a lack of seeing the power that you have, your individual power, your self-worth, maybe a lack of self-esteem, and that might cause you to give in to illusions sometimes. Maybe. Some of you might be too risk averse, I'm seeing. But then, yeah, there's some of you that are too risky. You take too many risks, and it causes disappointment later, causes defeat. And I feel like your inner guidance is trying to guide you away from that, if it's you. I feel like your inner guidance wants you to take a slower pace, like really think before you do anything. I feel like there's like a self-protection energy, like it's either a lack of self-protection or it's too much. But I feel like for some of you it is a lack, and you're opening yourself up to experiences which you shouldn't be having. And I feel like more peace and just being comfortable with yourself would help with that. But yeah, I do feel like a new beginning is required for some of you guys. Especially if you are in like a really unhappy marriage and you just want to cheat on your partner all the time. I feel like you really, really, really need to be honest with yourself about why you're unhappy. And stop fighting the desire for a new beginning. Yeah, I feel like for some of you guys, you're just afraid to express yourself in whatever way that is, or afraid to take a leap towards a new beginning. And there's a real need to like let go of painful things and trust higher sources of guidance. Like, don't listen to your own negative thoughts, and don't get stuck in your own brain and your own fears and illusions and confusion. And I feel like get more straight to the point with things, cut out anything that can be cut out. So I really hope you enjoyed that group 8. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and check out the other content on my channel if you're interested. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the Chevron Amethyst. Let's see what cards you have. From the Power of Love activation cards, you have Action. You have the courage to express the unique loving colours of your soul. From the Divine Animals Oracle, you have Stability, Sea Turtle. From the Sacred Power reading cards, you have Affirmations. And then from the Secret Language of Animals Oracle, you have White Pelican, Ease, Optimism, Grace, Cooperation. From the Urban Tarot, you have the Chariot, the Four of Pentacles, Power, and the Moon. And then from the Thoth Tarot, you have the Ten of Wands, Depression, the Ace of Wands, and the Three of Cups, Abundance. And I've just noticed there's another card stuck to the bottom of this one. It's interesting. You have Falcon, Focus, Action, Purpose, Aspiration. So maybe you feel like your sense of focus is blocked, or maybe your ability to act, I'm seeing with Action being here twice, is maybe blocked. And it might be because you're too cooperative, taking things too easy, maybe, and not taking enough action. Or maybe being too positive and like there's problems that need to be addressed, but you're being too optimistic and not addressing them. For some of you, like you just want things to be happy, but actually it would do you more good to take action to address the things that are maybe wrong, rather than trying to be happy in spite of them sometimes. For some of you, I feel like some of you, I feel like you need a new beginning, you need to take action, but you kind of want to be more comfortable, you want to be more at home. You want to be still, you want to stick with what you're doing now. With the Four of Pentacles here, it's like a blockage, a kind of stagnant energy. Coming from wanting security too much, I feel like, and not taking the action towards what you aspire to, what you really want to. Maybe because of material restrictions. And it does feel like there's a lack of confidence to really go for what you want with the moon there. But I feel like your intuition's trying to guide you towards it. And with affirmations, it does feel like you need to kind of gain confidence before you're ready to take this action. Some of you guys might be too focused and it's stopping you from hearing your intuition. And it's like it's causing stagnation because you're like too driven forwards. And you might need to take some time to just meditate and check in with yourself. Yeah, there's a strong need to like check in before taking action and like plan before taking action to take the right action at the right time. And I feel like some of you guys, there's a lot of negative thinking that's kind of blocking the new beginning. But I do feel like this pile's like more positive than a lot of the others. And it does feel like, if anything, it's like material. The need for material stability feels like it's blocking you from being able to pursue your dreams and being confident enough. And then for some of you guys, I feel like you're kind of too happy and too optimistic sometimes. And there's a need to be more grounded. But yeah, for a lot of you guys, you're not confident enough. And it stops you from doing anything. With all of these readings, it's been like a potential for an excess or a lack, so you'll have to look at your own life and see. But I do feel like some of you guys might be taking it too easy and it might be time to focus more. And then others of you guys, yeah, too focused and need to take it easy to figure out what the next action is, rather than just driving straight ahead without thinking about it. Some of you guys, there might be like a third party situation, or maybe some of you guys are just keeping relationships to be very surface level or very passion based, and maybe it's because you're really focused on a goal. I'm really busy. I feel like you guys are very much able to manifest. And it's just a case of staying out of negative thoughts and having more abundance in the way you think. I'm seeing, and less insecurity. And you might have to give yourself more positive talk to help you with that. And for some of you guys, I feel like your material stability is helping you with that. So it's not a bad thing. And then for others of you, I do feel like it's kind of blocking you, this need for material stability, stopping you from taking the action you need. Some of you guys, might need to take action to increase your material stability. Maybe you really need to focus on your finances right now. I'm seeing, yeah, maybe you need to get out of your head and stop thinking and stop asking for answers and just do things. I feel like there's like a friend that some of you guys might be leaning on a friend too much and getting too much like of your self-esteem and self-worth from what other people say. And then for others of you, I feel like there is a friend you can lean on, and it might be better to do it with them rather than trying to do everything alone. I feel like maybe people coming together might lead to more happiness and fulfillment and less of the sad times. Some of you guys might be too fiery. There might be a need to kind of put out the fire a little bit, because there is like a really strong determination here, and for some of you it could be over-determination, and it might be causing exhaustion. And for some of you guys, I feel like there's a lot of potential that you can't see currently, or you're like closed to the opportunities that are available to you in some way. Maybe you're over-attached to material things, over-attached to your stability and your comfort. And that's stopping you from going for the things that would truly bring you happiness. There is potential for a third party situation. And that might need to be deaded. And maybe you need something fresh, like maybe your relationship needs to be dead if you want to cheat on your partner all the time. That's come up in a couple of readings now. But obviously it's not for most people. And for some of you, you could be getting a lot of intuitive messages, but they don't agree with what you want, so you're kind of blocking them, I'm seeing. Because it's like it's not what you want to hear. It might be painful to hear, but I feel like to take that knowledge would bring you more happiness. Like it would enable you to dead everything that you need to dead, and then find what you want to focus on, what you want to take action on. Some of you guys might be spending too much time with friends and like not working enough, and then others of you are working too hard and not seeing your friends and loved ones enough. But I do feel like there's a focus on action and what is your focus. And I feel like there's a need for more. For some of you, it's like there's a need for you to take it easy and be more graceful with it and less over-determined. And then others of you, I feel like you have been taking it too easy and there's a need for you to focus more. So I really hope you enjoyed that group 9, and I hope that resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and check out the other content on my channel if you're interested. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the heat-treated Amethyst / Citrine Yellowstone. Let's see what cards you have. From the Power of Love activation cards, you have Elevation. You are making the conscious decision to raise your vibration of love. From the Divine Animals Oracle, you have Prosperity, Peacock. We're already getting really good vibes from this, guys. From the Sacred Power reading cards, you have Boundaries. And then from the Secret Language of Animals Oracle, you have Crayfish, Protection, Perseverance, Vulnerability, Regeneration. From the Urban Tarot, you have the Universe. It's like the world. The Two of Wands, Dominion. And the Princess of Cups, the Costume Designer. Then from the Thoth Tarot, you have the Prince of Swords, the Prince of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. Interesting, you have 4 court cards. That's a lot for the number of tarot cards that you have. That's like really really significant. So I feel like there might be a lot of people involved in your situation and you might need to set more boundaries with them. You might need to be more protective of yourself. Especially of your finances and your luck and your journey and your forward movement and your progression and this dream that you have that I'm seeing that you guys are aiming towards. I'm really just seeing you guys are leaving a lot of people behind and moving towards something better. And you might need to protect yourself from people a little bit, because it does feel like you're leaving them behind. Feels like you're leaving a lot of stuff behind and just stepping into your new reality, elevating into your new reality. There really is a sense of elevation, like you climbing the stairs. And I am getting a really good vibe from this reading. Like, I don't really feel like you guys are really doing anything wrong. I feel like it's more other people's energy is like, I feel like it's something you need more protection from. For some of you guys, you might be setting too many boundaries with other people and just not letting anyone in at all. And you might have loads of people who are interested in you. You might have like all these people who want to date you, want to take you out, want to be friends with you, want to talk to you, want to communicate with you, and you're just like happy in your own world. But even then, I feel like it's not a bad thing for you guys right now. I don't feel like it's terrible. But for some of you guys, I do think you're being a bit too proud in feeling like you don't need anyone else. And maybe you do. But definitely if you're leaving negative people behind, which I feel like most of you are. Most of you, I feel like these people have been a headache. Sorry guys, my video cut out. But like I was saying, I feel like most of you guys, the people you're leaving behind are not really helping you. But then there are some of you where I feel like the support would help you on your journey, would help elevate you, would help you rise to more success. But yeah, some of you guys, it's like, should I stay? Should I go? And I feel like you're still kind of 1 foot in the past, still kind of looking back at the past and still thinking about people who maybe are gone from your life. Or maybe you need to leave them behind to focus on your own prosperity and your own happiness. Yeah, some of you guys, I feel like you're making yourself vulnerable by being too open to others. And more protection would be really good for you. And really setting boundaries with people who you want to be gone from your life. Some of you might be leaving something prematurely, but I don't know. Some of you guys, you might be leaving something comfortable for a castle in the sky, say. But for most of you, I feel like this is genuine elevation. I feel like you actually are moving from something bad to something much better. It really feels like you're stepping into your own and coming into your confidence and your power, and that means that you might need to set more boundaries with people and be more confident with doing that now to protect what you've built up. Maybe you didn't have anything to protect before. Some of you guys might be rushing things, like trying to get to completion really quickly. And you might still be at like a planning and preparing stage and a stage where you need to do a lot of work, but you're not quite there yet. Some of you guys, you might be like too vulnerable with other people, like too open with other people, letting too many people into your situation. Some of you guys, you might find that, yeah, some of you guys might be leaving something which you shouldn't leave. But for the most part, I do feel like there's like too many people involved and you kind of need to step away from the other people and just have some protection, unless you really know that they're people who are helping you to ascend and people who help you to earn more money and help you to feel more confident in your life. But yeah, I feel really good energy from this in general. going to try and see if I'm seeing anything else that you guys might be doing wrong, because I feel like I've just been giving you a lot of praise in comparison to the other groups, but I feel like you deserve it because you are elevating and moving away from people who are bad and situations that are bad. Some of you guys, you might be, maybe you're drinking and it kind of makes you feel happy, but maybe it's something you'd like to leave behind. But that's like a really minor message. For some of you guys, I feel like you need more control over your own situation. And especially if other people feel like they're putting their opinions in too often, I feel like you definitely need to just overcome any insecurity and fear and be more confident with where you are, because I do feel like you're doing really well. I feel like you're really accomplishing a lot and achieving a lot. But yeah, you might be 1 foot in the past, 1 foot in the future, kind of still looking back to things, but trying to move forwards. And if that's you, I really do feel like boundaries. Setting boundaries and like moving away. Distancing yourself. Maybe actually leaving a situation might be good. You might be staying somewhere you want to go, where you want to leave. Some of you guys might just be overthinking with these double swords cards and not doing enough. There's like a need to think before doing and then think after doing as well, to kind of reflect on it. So it's like you're planning before, then you do, and then you reflect kind of thing. Some of you guys might be spending too much time reflecting though, and it's like once you're in the flow of doing, you just need to keep going. I'm feeling like for some of you, the reflection keeps bringing you back to things that you're trying to get away from. And this elevation is what's most important for you right now. But yeah, in general, I feel like it's either too much self-protection for a minority of you, and there are people who you can talk to, people who have interesting thoughts, who you could learn from, who you could find inspiring. But maybe you're afraid, maybe because other people might have like crossed your boundaries before, and maybe you feel like you have a lot to protect. But then for others of you, I feel like you're really elevating and there's too many people involved in the situation who might be negative, and there's a need for more protection from that. There's a need for you to set boundaries from these people and protect your resources, protect what you're building, and just go off alone to your next chapter, climb those stairs and elevate yourself and not look back anymore and not think, am I right to go anymore? Yeah, I feel like trust your feelings, because you'll know which way round it is based on your emotions. Your emotions will guide you to which way this reading will apply for you. But I really hope that resonated with you, Group 10. That was a really lovely reading. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and check out the other content on my channel if you're interested. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.